Y'all ready for this? All right. What's up, YouTube? It's your man Donuts here. I am the owner of teamriseorfall.com. Check us out. Description down below has a cheat sheet for you. Go ahead and click on that and you can check this out. We have all sorts of sortable data, bunch of projections and ownerships and ratings for FanDuel, DraftKings, superdraft. If you do sign up over here on the subscribe page, you get a $20 monthly discount to fantasycruncher.com. Today, we're going to be looking at some of the salaries. There's a lot of salary shifting here in Week 7 for the NFL slate. It's a beautiful main slate. There's a bunch of teams with massive 50-point plus totals, a bunch of games with over a 50-point total, bunch of teams over a 27.5-point implied team total. There's going to be fantasy points galore this week. Over on teamriseorfall.com, we have been discussing building single entry lineups. We have a new top stacks tool that I will be using. One of them that I imagine is going to be popping this week, and it's a nice sneaky game stack situation here. And I posted something like this over there on TikTok at Rise or Fall. Go ahead and give that a look as well. What do you think, Twitch? How am I doing? Yeah, I'm freestyling, franchise. Yeah. By the way, if you're watching this YouTube video right now, I am in the middle of a twitch.tv/teamriseorfall stream. Trying something out here. So one thing we've looked at over there on Fantasy Cruncher, we went into lineup study, one of the greatest things you can possibly use to improve your game. And we looked up all of the winning single entry winners, the winning lineups over the first 6 weeks of the NFL season. We found out that basically like 90% or so of those single entry wins kept coming from 4-player game stacks. So as we approach this week, we will be focusing on using 4-player game stacks as much as we can to try to build our lineups. Things like this, where you're looking at Tannehill, A.J. Brown, Chase Claypool, and Deontay Johnson, hopefully returning full health this week. If we have Jonnu Smith being out, we can use Anthony Fersker here at tight end. You have a lot of money left over from here at 5.7K. You would look for more correlation. We're talking a secondary stack, some type of wide receiver stacked with another wide receiver. And we're probably going to be looking at a game like Seattle and Arizona, where it's going to be a very high scoring affair. This game has a 56-point total, 29.75 implied team total for Seattle and 26.25 for the Arizona Cardinals. So if I go over here and I'm looking for a 2-player game stack, you could do something like this. Christian Kirk, you're hoping for another couple catches, an 80-yard touchdown, something like that. Or you can plug in players like DK Metcalf with DeAndre Hopkins. Of course, when you do this, you need to be paying attention to what type of salary you have left and what you'll be able to do with it. Over here, defense last week, we were punting down to the Dolphins, to the Vikings. This week, I'm not entirely sure you have those types of teams that you can pay down for. Maybe you're thinking that with Deion Jones back for the Falcons, that they'll start playing some better defense. And they've looked at the past 2 weeks with him on the defense. And he's always been the key to success there. And while he's healthy, you potentially have an opportunity to plug him in against the Detroit Lions, where Matt Stafford has not been pushing the ball down the field. And they continue to turn around, give the ball to 48-year-old Adrian Peterson, drinking straight from the fountain of youth 20 times per game. So 5.8K left here. You can potentially even plug in a running back like Todd Gurley, looking for the running back defense correlation. We have correlation everywhere at this point. Tennessee, 4-player game stack with Claypool and Lockett on the other side, as well as Fersker and A.J. Brown. We have a defensive correlation with the running back, Falcons and Gurley. Not entirely high on correlations like that. Last one we had was DeAndre Hopkins stacked against Tyler Lockett. You're hoping for the shootout, in which case you want targeted targets? You don't want focused targets? That's right. You basically just want these 2 wide receivers to reap all the rewards of a shootout. You're hoping that DK Metcalf does not go off. Christian Kirk, Larry Fitzgerald, you're hoping they're not get targeted. And, if it's a 28-24 type football game, you're hoping that these 2 wide receivers score the most of the touchdowns. The running backs are irrelevant, and you're hoping the other wide receivers do nothing much. So you're plugging in these 2, hoping this game is really good, really competitive, and these 2 guys are reaping all the rewards, at which point you have 5.6K left. There are plenty of options here that you can plug in. I'm already seeing a few names I really like off the top of my head. Another potential great spot for Philip Lindsay, who might not have any competition again if Melvin Gordon ends up sitting again in week 7. Guy looked good, always looks good when he touches the rock. He did not get any receptions last week. In this game, I would imagine they're going to be trailing against KC, even though they're at home. If they're trailing, I'm hoping for a few more dump-offs. Maybe you don't get the 100 yards, the 2-point bonus on DraftKings this week, but you potentially have the opportunity to soak up 3 or 4 targets, right? And you're getting 3-4 catches, another 20 yards. You know, that's a 5-point bonus there on DraftKings, 3 catches, 20 yards receiving. And then if he, racks out 80 yards rushing or something, gets the touchdown, you're sitting pretty, baby. So anyways, we're going to be building a lot of single entries over there on teamriseorfall.com. We will be spending about the other 50% of all of our content investment into our Discord and on our website into MME. We have all sorts of content, and I want you to give it a look over there at teamriseorfall.com. And if you do join today, reach out to me in Discord, and I'd be happy to help you make sure that you get your Fantasy Cruncher discount, because we have so much fun using FC, our partner, because of Santa Dave. That's right. Owner over there gives all of our members $20 to use on his site because he's the man. I will see you on the inside. Together, we rise.